Prosecutor Chris Becker started reviewing Michigan State Police investigation documents on April 28th, 24 days after Officer Christopher Schur killed Lyoya following a traffic stop in Grand Rapids. Lyoya's parents are with their lawyer in Detroit to watch this decision come down. This is a live look from that gathering. Tensions and emotions are running high as Patrick's family waits to hear whether Schur will be punished for killing their son. This is a look at the podium right now. News Channel 3 is at the Michigan State Police News Conference along with reporters from all over the state. The case was sent to Prosecutor Chris Becker's office 42 days ago. He says taser and body camera reports from Michigan State Police caused it to take him longer to come to a decision. We know Grand Rapids city leaders are also planning their own news conference after this decision comes out. That'll be happening at 5:30, and we will carry that for you live on air once it begins. On your screen now is a live look from Detroit. This is where the Lyoya family is gathered tonight with their lawyer again to watch the prosecutor make and explain his charging decision. If he were to get that life in prison, though, he would have the possibility of parole. Prosecutor Becker also saying that Officer Schur has already turned himself in and is currently being processed. He believes that he could be arraigned as soon as tomorrow. Now, we did have a split screen when that announcement was being made, showing you what is happening in Detroit right now. You saw on your screen Ben Johnson, an attorney, and another attorney, Ben Crump, and the Lyoya family. We are going to go live to Detroit right now, where attorney Ben Johnson is making a statement following this announcement.
Such as those that Mr. Crump and I will be.
Reaction, hard to read their faces here and find out if they're disappointed or satisfied.
Well, Andy, to tell you about this, I was mentioning that split screen and seeing their faces as the announcement was being made. I talked to Chris Yu, who is in Detroit in that room with the attorneys and the families, and he said they didn't hear the announcement happen live because they were having an issue with the live stream. However, we do know that Prosecutor Becker spoke with the family prior to this announcement. He said it was a brief conversation, but that the family did say thank you to him. And of course, these videos and a lot of other evidence and investigative documents from Michigan State Police all led to this decision made by Prosecutor Chris Becker today. It did take some time before he was able to come to this decision, made the comment that he did seek outside expert advice on what charges, if any, to bring in this situation. But again, ultimately announcing today, he is charging Officer Christopher Schur with 1 count of second-degree murder. Now, we do want to take you back live to Detroit. Attorney Ben Crump has arrived along with Ben Johnson. The family is there. Let's listen in. You have been watching live from Detroit. On your screen there was Kent County Commissioner Robert Womack, the interpreter for the Lyoya family, Peter Lyoya, Patrick Lyoya's father, and attorney Ben Johnson talking about next steps. A couple things to note here, taking away. We did hear from Peter Lyoya, the father of Patrick, who said that he thanked the prosecutor. He got the phone call about the charging decision around 2:55 today. That press conference, of course, started at 3 o'clock. He said his heart has been broken for months. This is Peter speaking. He was afraid that his son was not going to get justice in America. Now, speaking of those protests, we are expecting protests of any kind this evening. We go live now to News Channel 3's Allie Jenner. John, she is stationed outside of Grand Rapids Police Headquarters, where we can see barriers are up. Allie, what is happening there? Yeah, again, you see those barriers outside of the police station, and you were also able to see just beyond those barriers the words Black Lives Matter. Now, we do know, as Andy mentioned, not a lot happening so far at Rosa Parks Circle. However, we are anticipating that there will be some sort of protest starting at 5 o'clock. Of course, we will monitor that for you. We also know that there will be a press conference held by Grand Rapids city leaders at 5:30. Of course, you can look for continuing coverage of that here as well.
This has been a News Channel 3 update. Begin with breaking news right now.
Traffic stop.
We have confirmed that Schur has already turned himself in. That happened at the Calhoun County Jail in Battle Creek. That's where he is right now. Becker delivered his decision to a room filled with reporters at Michigan State Police 6th District headquarters this afternoon. Becker's announcement was brief, but he also explained his decision and answered questions from reporters. The family joined their attorney to hold a news conference this afternoon. News Channel 3's Chris Yu joins us live from Detroit to share their emotions following this decision. Chris.
News Channel 3.
Chris, thanks. And protesters plan to gather at Grand Rapids Police Headquarters tonight, no matter what the prosecutor's final decision would be. Protesters have been vocal about their feelings out in the streets and inside City Hall ever since Lyoya's killing on April 4th. News Channel 3's Ali Jenner-John joins us live now from the Grand Rapids Police Department, where people have started to gather in advance of tonight's demonstration. Ali. Nessel sent News Channel 3 a statement today, moments after Becker announced his decision. I commend Prosecutor Becker, his team, and the Michigan State Police for the exhaustive review conducted these last 2 months. We must now respect the judicial process and allow the facts of the case to be presented in court. And new details this hour in the response from the community and leaders in Grand Rapids.
News Channel 3, live at 5:30.
And new this hour, we are getting the city's response to the charging decision. We are looking live inside City Hall, where officials are expected to hold a news conference at any moment. That news conference expected to start at 5:30. Obviously, we're running a little late, but we are monitoring that situation. News Channel 3's Ali Jenner-John is live on the ground to tell us what's going on. Ali, a lot more people out there now. City Manager Mark Washington then following up with that statement, saying that he would agree with the chief's recommendation to suspend Officer Christopher Schur without pay, pending a hearing, which he said could quite possibly happen as early as next week. The news conference coming just a few hours after Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker announced, of course, that second-degree murder charge for Christopher Schur.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. We begin with breaking news right now.
The decision.
Now, in the wake of Prosecutor Becker's decision, people are gathering outside of the Grand Rapids Police Department right now. They have come with music, flags, and of course, a message. News Channel 3's Ali Jenner-John joins us live there now with a look at what's happening and that message that these protesters say they want to send. Ali.